Hello, good afternoon. This is a follow-up of the last Bitcoin analysis I did where I said I expect price to, to rally from this demand into this supply, which was forming as at then, and then hopefully we can get some range in price between the demand and the supply, which may give altcoin the chance to rally. So Bitcoin rallied into this supply as expected, and then it aired. This demand also head, so now I think we may have a range in price action between this demand and this supply, while we have the Bitcoin dominance reduce so it can give altcoin the chance to rally. But looking at this Bitcoin price action after this movement and this movement here, we have a triangle forming in place. So taking our triangle tool, drawing from this low to this very high and extending to the right, we have a triangle formation in place. And coming from a bull rally, we expect this movement to end up breaking up to the upside and probably creating a new highs for Bitcoin. But then looking at Bitcoin dominance on the other hand, we have this trend line break up, and probably this is a retest of the trend line. So it's either we have an action of a retest and confirmation back to the upside. But then I will see this as a very, if talking about price action, I will see this place. I will assume that this will hold the price. But since this is dominance chart and not price action, but then we can still relate it to this dominance chart. And for us to have a close below this, and then what we see again is a formation of a descending triangle on this Bitcoin chart. If we look at the support has been holding for some times now, and what we have, if we do not consider this very trend line, but take another trend line to rule this, what we have is a descending triangle. This is a descending triangle, and what normally happens in case of descending triangle is that we have a break to the downside. So if this is to happen, that means money is to flow into altcoins, right? And while we may have a break to the upside on the BTC chart and a breakdown on the dominance chart, this will be a divergence which may tell us the top is probably in for Bitcoin as at this stage. And while the dominance keep reducing to the downside, we may have a rally from altcoins. It doesn't matter if BTC break to the upside or it comes down while the dominance is coming down as well. We may have the dominance coming down while the price is rallying. It just shows that there is divergence. Money is flowing out of Bitcoin into other coins, but the price is going up. That is show that BTC is becoming weak and weak over time. So I will expect this scenario to play out, the descending triangle to play out, and I will expect in the long time, probably mid-term, if BTC do not come to this demand to retest it again. But looking at this general formation, I will expect it to break back up. I expect a range for a while between this supply and this demand, but in the long run, due to this triangle formation, I will expect Bitcoin to break up. And if this is a retest of this trend here, then we are likely to have a rally up to the upside on the Bitcoin dominance chart as well. But this I won't expect a very big move, because from looking at this side to this side to this side, these are consequent lower highs, which shows that Bitcoin dominance is becoming very weak over time. And I will truly expect that this descending triangle formation that is showing plays out, so we can have some time for altcoin. And looking at the price, this seems to be holding as at this very moment, this demand there, but then I wouldn't expect too much from it. This demand there, we have a demand there which seems to be holding at this particular time, but we may have it hold back to this supply only to come back to this bigger demand here. But if we have a break of this demand, a break of this low, then now we expect us to go further down to 24,000, which is here. The moment we have a break of this low, which I do not expect anytime soon, then I will expect here to hold price for now. But looking at this, I think we are really gearing up for an hot season. But then the dominance, we have to see what's happening. I will personally want a close below these very lows. I will want a close below these lows on the dominance chart. So I can fully ascertain that the time for hot rally is in. We're not having a close below this because every time we have come back into this level, it's only weeks that we see. We see a week below it, then a close back up. So we want a close not just below this very low, but below this low as well. Once this happens, then I will believe the time for the general hot rally is in. It won't matter to me whatever Bitcoin price does. But like I said before, I will want a range in price action between this demand and this supply. If we're able to get that range, then we will have some really good chance for altcoins to rally. So that's just it, guys. Thank you.